Hello, mystery fans. Well, our look at season 2 of Veronica Mars now continues on with One Angry Veronica. So, let's take a look at it. It is almost Christmas break at Neptune High. Veronica tells Duncan that Meg is pregnant, and Duncan says that he already knew because of the letter he got previously. Dick comes up and invites Veronica and Duncan to a party while informing them that Meg has woken up. Veronica decides to sneak into the hospital. Winnie Goodman tells Keith that someone has stolen the Lily Kane Aaron Nichols sex tapes. Keith agrees to help him with the case. Veronica and Duncan visit Meg, who talks to them. Meg says that her parents want to give the child up for adoption and don't want Duncan to have a say in the matter. After Duncan leaves, Meg asks Veronica to prevent the adoption if anything happens to her. That night, Veronica learns that she has jury duty. Veronica is voted jury foreman. Keith talks to Sheriff Lamb, who says that the sheriff's department is secure. One member of the jury gives the facts of the case. Two men are charged in the assault of a woman named Anissa. The prosecution and defendant have very different accounts of the incident. Veronica takes a vote, and the vote is 11 innocent, 1 guilty. Keith interrogates another member of the sheriff's department but gets nowhere. The holdout identifies herself and makes the other jurors question their votes. Keith talks to Leo D'Amato, who says that someone probably sold the tapes. Keith talks to acquaintance in journalism, who agrees to contact the tabloids. One of the bikers comes up to Veronica and threatens her about the jury case. The holdout makes more deductions that support the guilty vote. Keith interrogates Logan before the journalism insider tells him that the sex tapes are on the open market for $500,000. The jurors take another vote, and another juror and Veronica have switched over to guilty. Veronica decorates the apartment for Keith. Veronica finds out that Nissa's pimp was actually a sports star. Veronica ties up some loose ends that shows that the defendants are guilty. However, one juror refuses to change his vote no matter what. The entire sheriff's department received an email about the sex tapes. Logan has the tapes and is watching them, crying. Afterwards, Logan burns the tapes. Keith comes in and finds out that Logan bought the tapes. The remaining juror changes his vote, believing that the defendants will appeal and win. Afterwards, one of the jurors invites Veronica to Hearst College. Veronica finds that her car is vandalized. Leo actually sold the tapes in order to pay for his sister with Down syndrome to go to private school. Leo knowingly sent the tapes to Logan. Later, Keith tells Veronica that Meg has died, but her baby daughter survived. On New Year's Eve, Veronica hears a knock on the door and Wallace appears. They spend New Year's Eve together. Aww. So anyway, let's take a look at some cultural references that are made in this episode. The plotline involving disagreement among the jury is based on the plot of 12 Angry Men. Veronica says, "God bless us, everyone," a famous line said by Tiny Tim in A Christmas Carol. Excuse me. Logan says that he saved the Daria marathon. Logan says the famous line spoken by Blanche Dubois in A Streetcar Named Desire. Veronica and Keith watched the Times Square ball on New Year's Eve. And now on to the arc significance in this episode. The Aaron Nichols Lily Kane sex tapes are stolen from the Advent song by Leo D'Amato. Instead of selling them to the tabloids, Logan sells them to Logan, who erases them. The letter Duncan found was to Meg's aunt. Meg was going to go there to have the baby until the bus crash. Meg is awake and apologizes to Veronica. She then tells her that if anything happens to her, she doesn't want her parents to get control of her baby. Meg dies from a blood clot, but her baby survives. Wallace returns from Chicago after an absence of 4 episodes. Now on to the music. The following music appeared in the episode: the Christmas song by the King Cole Trio, Edge of the Ocean by Ivy, and Diamond in the Mine by Holidays on Ice. And now finally on to the production. One Angry Veronica was written by Russell Smith and directed by John T. Kretschmer, marking Smith's second and final writing credit for the show, as well as Kretschmer's 6th directing credit for the show. The episode features the first reference of the show to Hearst College, the main location for the show's third season of the show. Despite being credited, Weevil, Cassidy Casablancas and Jackie do not appear in One Angry Veronica. In the episode, the character of Meg Manning dies while giving birth to her and Duncan's daughter. Tal appeared in 8 episodes previously. Except for a small cameo in I Am God, this would be her last appearance in the series. On the departure of Meg, Rob Thomas commented, quote, "The intention was always to get Meg to survive long enough to give birth. What we were really interested in was having that baby. So for our storytelling, it's less about wanting to kill Meg and more about wanting to have this baby that's in jeopardy. That's Duncan's baby. That brings a point of crisis with Duncan and Veronica." In addition, the character Wallace Fennell returns after an absence of 4 episodes. The episode's title refers to 12 Angry Men and its film adaptation. Similar to both, One Angry Veronica depicts the jury deliberating on and eventually changing its verdict. This would also be the final episode of the series to air in 2005. So overall, this episode is actually pretty depressing with Meg's death, but at least her baby survived, so that's good, I guess. So overall, I give One Angry Veronica 3 marshmallows out of 5. Well, tune in next week as we take a look at Donut Run. So until then, remember everyone, the game's afoot.